Well, hello, everybody. This is Thelesa Moore, licensed professional counselor, executive director of Gateway of Hope. And today is Wednesday, so you know what that means. It is Well Women Wednesday. And we're going to be jumping on with hopefully a guest very soon. I'll see when she gets here. I'll introduce her to you when we get here. So this is the pre-show. I'm going to start jumping on a little bit. Before each show, each Wednesday. So first of all, let me start over. Well Women Wednesday is a weekly conversation for women, and it is sponsored by Gateway of Hope. Hi, Thelesa, I'm going to bring you on in just a minute. It is sponsored by Gateway of Hope, which is a nonprofit that operates in Kansas and Missouri. We're located in Olathe, Kansas. And but because of Zoom, we can operate in Missouri, all parts of Missouri, all parts of Kansas. Our counselors are available and licensed for that. But Well Women Wednesday is a coaching emphasis. So you may know us because of our mission statement, which is we help women to discover hope, pursue healing, and live in wholeness through counseling, coaching, and support groups. And we're doing the counseling thing. We get calls. We've got 7 or 8 counselors that work with us. But the life coaching is what Well Women Wednesday is all about. And in case you don't know, life coaching is about looking forward. Counseling, of course, is about looking what has happened in your past that is influencing your present. But life coaching is all about looking forward to your future. And that is what we're doing here every week at noon, Well Women Wednesday. I'll be jumping on at 5 minutes to for the pre-show. And so I have a question for you before we get started. We have a special guest. One of our life coaches is going to join us shortly at the top of the hour. But in the pre-show, I have a question for you. And I want you to tell me if you have, or think of, this is a contest. We have to figure out what the prize is going to be. But one of our coaches said, Well Women Wednesday, that is such a boring name. I personally like it because of the triple W's. But maybe there is a different name that we should call Well Women Wednesday. Maybe we should call it Strong Woman Wednesday, or Wonderful Woman Wednesday, or I don't know. But that is what I am putting out into the world for you to think about and for you to share with us. And perhaps the winner of our naming contest will get a couple of free coaching sessions. How about that? And they could be via Zoom or online. So this month, the month of February, we are celebrating Black History Month, of course, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the month of February, each week, I'm going to be introducing you to one of the life coaches. And then in March, we're actually going to kick off with each life coach coming to you from their area of expertise. So today I am super excited to welcome Thelesa Moore. She is one of our outstanding life coaches. She has been a volunteer for Gateway of Hope for probably 4 or 5 years. And so I'm going to see if I can share my screen or at least bring her on, and she can introduce herself to you. So it is actually 12 o'clock noon. So for those of you who are just coming on, my name is Thelesa Moore. I am the executive director of Gateway of Hope. I'm also a licensed professional counselor, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of Well Women Wednesday. Well Women Wednesday is a weekly show sponsored by Gateway of Hope. And Gateway of Hope is a nonprofit women's counseling and life coaching center located in the Midwest. And our mission statement is we help women to discover hope, pursue healing, and live in wholeness. And when mama's happy, everybody's happy. So many of us, or many of you may know Gateway of Hope from the counseling perspective, but Well Women Wednesday is from the coaching perspective. And life coaching is all about moving forward, moving ahead, goal oriented. Where does God want you to be? What is your assignment from the Lord? So today I'm super excited to introduce to you Thelesa Moore. Thelesa, I am going to, oh Lord, I'm going to see if I can bring you on and add you as a guest. Hey, it worked.
It worked.
I'm so glad. You know, we have to keep up with technology. I enjoy learning new things, and this is a new thing I have learned today. Welcome to Well Women Wednesday, Thelesa Moore.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Hello, everybody.
yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Thelesa Moore. I am a certified life coach and also a volunteer at Gateway for many years. And I enjoy helping women. But what I do in my coaching is that I help girls and women. I am a leadership development coach, and I help to empower girls and women to develop into leaders. And maybe they had some challenges or things in the past or so, but we help them to move forward. To move forward, we equip them and involve them into the leaders that they need to be just to get back on their feet.
Oh,
Sometimes we kind of get lost in the records of life. I too found myself at one time just kind of been lost in the wilderness. I had been in a toxic relationship and just kind of felt like the rug and everything was pulled from under me. So I understand what it's like to be like in a rut. And so you kind of need that help, kind of need that push to move forward and move on to life and to be that great woman that you were called to be.
you know,
And
that
in the rim,
that's so important. I'm sorry for interrupting. That's so important, Thelesa. And when we think about women who have gone through a difficult time or who are going through a difficult time, you know, your personal life interferes with your professional life. And if you are distracted by or in a toxic relationship or just an unhealthy relationship, it can cause you to doubt yourself. And as a leader, it's important to have confidence in yourself. It's important to, because as leaders, you often have to step out into the unknown. And all of us are leaders. So whatever station you find yourself in life, whether it is at a new job, whether you're in college, or whether you are a skilled vice president or president of a company, we all have to lead ourselves. And when we successfully lead ourselves, we can then lead other people. But leadership starts at home and then emanates out. So let's talk to us a little bit about that, Thelesa, and any tips that you have for our listeners and our viewers today.
well, first of all, a lot of times we're very hard on ourselves. And so one thing what we want to do is get back to that self-care and self-love, because you have to start with yourself by helping yourself first before you can assist somebody else. So that self-care can start with anything. Uh, could be, maybe, let's say one of your goals might be you just don't have enough time to get that house cleaned up. Well, you can start by, start small. Get up in the morning and say, I'm going to make that bed every day. Your goals can be as simple as that. And it just gives you that gratifying feeling. Or maybe you've been saying, everybody maybe put on their first of the January list, I'm going to exercise, day one. And by the time January 15th come, we've fallen off. But if we set that consistent goal and say, well, I may not get there to the gym or so every day, but if I can get there one time a week or twice a week, that's a self-satisfying goal.
You know what, Thelesa, we are hard on ourselves as women. We are super hard on ourselves. Um, and I often tell the folks that I work with, would you say to your best friend the things that you say to yourself? Your self-talk that you have to yourself. You call yourself names, you discourage yourself. And we need to encourage ourselves. So tell us about your journey from being in a difficult relationship and that transition from being hard on yourself to this new leadership position that you have and that you want to share with other people. How did you make that transition, and what were some of the things that were helpful to you?
Well, number one, I went and got counseling. I went and got counseling, and it wasn't a thing that was just developed in me overnight. It took a long time to, and baby steps along the way. You have to have that support group, the friends, the family, to rally and encourage you to want to move forward. Because sometimes when you have something that's going on in your past, or something that's dark or challenging happen, it's kind of hard just to get up in the morning. And so when you have to keep that love and support around you, and so those leadership qualities already in us, we just need somebody to bring it forward.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so just and start studying leadership and working more in my church and working on myself more. That kind of helped me. So I want to give back and help other women and girls.
You know, working on ourselves is a lifetime. And one of the things that's kind of coming up in me right now is, first of all, the Lord loves you. The Lord loves you. He created you to be who you are. And so when we talk about self-care, it is a healthy kind of love and attachment, not only to the Lord, but, you know, to ourselves, not a selfish kind of love, but really
Mhm.
just accepting ourselves, our strengths and our weaknesses. But I like what you said about baby steps, because I think we think if we should leapfrog into success, and we
Mhm.
want it now, we want it to happen now. But what are some baby steps? Let's say somebody is just discovering that they want to be a leader. Leaders are made, not born. And
Mhm.
that was a revelation for me. But what are some baby steps that you could advise some of our watchers, the folks who are watching, to move toward a leadership? Maybe they want to grow in their career, or maybe they want to make more money. What are a couple of tips that you can give them today?
I would encourage them to write their goals down as to what they want, because when you put it on paper or put it on a vision board, it seems to make them more real. And then just start doing maybe research. It's so much things you can research or attend workshops, conferences, church support groups, and just start working on those goals as to what you really want out of life.
Mm-hmm.
So start small so you don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Just like I say, just start by just writing it down.
You know,
Write it down.
we get
Pray, pray, pray.
overwhelmed. We do get overwhelmed, and we see that end goal, and we don't recognize the baby steps in between.
Hmm. Because maybe at this point in life or so, you may not have the time to go back to college or so and get that degree or finish the degree, but you can take an online continuation course to help you developing those leadership skills, and volunteer also sharpen those skills
Mm-hmm.
and give you confidence as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. So you volunteered here at Gateway of Hope. You've led a couple of groups, and how has that helped you?
Oh, it really takes you to another level. Because some things you're like, I didn't know I had all this in me. It's like you want to do it, but until you in that position to do it, sometimes you don't always believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. That's a journey to begin to believe in yourself. So one last question.
Mhm.
Um, how did you go from, how did you improve in believing in yourself? Or what can you see, what can you share with our viewers to help them believe in themselves more?
Well, number one, you have to stop talking negative to yourself, and which is one of the things that we're going to talk about during our coaching and our workshops. We're going to talk about being positive talk to yourself, and listen to empowerment statements, get in the word. I mean, just anything that's going to help lift your spirits. And like I say, and I didn't share this, but I also created a book that's called The Flight of Your Life, A Guide to Overcoming Domestic Abuse. And
Mm-hmm.
so these are all my tears and woes, everything that I wrapped up and put it into a book. And so I hope that, and not only it discussed different areas of your life. So that's why we'll be piggybacking off not just one area of your life, not just physical, mental. We're going to talk about finances and all of it.
Good, good, good. Well, if you just tuned in, this is Well Women Wednesday. My name is Thelesa Moore. This is Thelesa Moore. We're sisters in Christ, and we are here for Well Women Wednesday. It's every Wednesday from 12 to about 12:15. And for the month of February, and by the way, it's Black History Month, and Black history is American history. So Black history is not just for Black folks, okay? Black history is for everybody to learn the contributions that African Americans have made to this country. So that is just something I want to share. So if you see something on TV or an article, it's important for all of us to read it and become more aware of those contributions. But the month of February, each week, we're going to have one of our coaches. So we have 4 coaches that we're bringing to you. Thelesa is the first, and she's going to be talking about leadership. And then we have next week, I think we have Amanda. I don't have my calendar right here, but I'll just share with you. We have Amanda Hahn, who's going to talk about from a life coaching perspective and improving self-esteem. We have Theresa Vining, who's going to talk about parenting and how you can become a better parent. And then we have Ann Morris, who's going to talk about strength. She's a strengths finder certified coach, life coach. So if you're familiar with the book Strengths Finder, she is coming from that perspective. So each of our life coaches are going to come to you each Wednesday and give you a nugget that will help you. All right, so this is basically free coaching. And I mentioned in the last week, you can believe that the Chiefs are working with their individual coaches right now. Every team has coaches, and you need a coach as well. So Well Women Wednesday is the Gateway of Hope version of helping you live your best life. So Thelesa, as we've got about 3 minutes left, what are some closing remarks that you might have?
I just want to share with the women, just come on in. You know, you don't have to, life does not have to be perfect. Just come in where you are and just come in and sit down and let's just get started. And we're going to talk like girlfriends.
All right.
And and we're going to create those leaders.
Good. So I am really, so what is your definition of a leader? And what are some of the, what's your definition of a leader so that the women who are watching, if they want to, maybe they're kind of fuzzy about that.
Well, leader to me is when you say that you're a leader, doesn't mean that you have to be a president of a company or anything like that. Number one, you want to be a leader in your life. You want to be your own leader. Be able to make solid, sound decisions. Be able to have a peace of mind. That's leadership qualities to me. Being able to make sound decisions. So those are some of the leadership qualities.
Very good.
And just moving forward, like for instance, even if it may be a position that you may not desire to have it early because you didn't think you were qualified for it. But you know, we're going to build that positive energy into you. And then you're going to start feeling like, hey, I can go for that.
Yeah, that's great, because you know what, economic empowerment is really important for women. Many women struggle with their finances or struggle with their self-esteem and their ability to maybe climb up that corporate ladder. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad you're going to be talking about leadership, because we can be better personal leaders and we can be better professional leaders. So thank you, Thelesa.
Thank you. This was great.
All right. So we'll see you next Wednesday. We will have our another coach here to help you. And every Wednesday, find us here on Facebook Live, Well Women Wednesday. If you have a question, go ahead and I guess you can put it in the comments section from the Facebook post that I made, and I'll be sending out invites each week. Thelesa, thank you so much for your words of wisdom today.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.